Hey folks, Ray from Rainmaker.com here. Today I'm going to show you an example of how image stabilization works on the GoPro Hero5 Session. So right now I've got the Session, I've got a bicycle, I've got me, and I've got some awesome cobblestones. So what I'm going to do is basically give you a run through it with image stabilization off, and then do the whole thing again with image stabilization on. I'll do a nifty split screen. You can see how well they work. So with that, let's get started. So again, this run right now is with image stabilization turned off. Here comes the speed bump. Keep on pedaling. Okay, so that's the run there with image stabilization turned off. We'll go ahead now and loop back around and turn it on. This will still be with it off right now. I've got the camera on speed bump. Okay, I've got the camera on basically just the GoPro 3-way pole, but I'm just holding it to the top of it, so something to grab onto versus just having the camera by itself. So there we go, we're back at the start again. We'll go ahead and turn image stabilization on. Okay, image stabilization now on, so we'll go ahead and do the same little section again and see how well things go. I'm trying to keep the same speed as well, which is just sort of normal speed. Okay, turn around. And back we go. Okay, so there you go, just a quick look at image stabilization. Now for fun, let's break out the gimbal. Let me show you what things look like when you've got a gimbal on it, and just how beautiful this little section of cobbles can be once I've got a gimbal. In this case, I'm gonna use a Tech gimbal because that's currently released. GoPro's Karma gimbal, which does work with this, is not out yet. That's not till later October, but you can still go ahead and check my gimbal or Karma gimbal video on up there, and you'll see all about that. So let me mount this to the gimbal, and then we'll do it one last time. Okay, so you can just see what the gimbal looks like before I put it on. This is the gimbal I'm using right here. The camera will go up in this little bit right there, and it'll keep it nice and smooth as I go across these cobbles. So let's get started. Okay, so one minor thing to be aware of, I just realized, is that this gimbal doesn't really work well with the Session. So I've got it pointed sideways, which means it's not going to be as perfect as some of the gimbals would be. For example, even just using the same gimbal with the Hero5 Black because of the way the camera is oriented. That's something that obviously will be solved when third parties add more options for Session gimbals, but for now, we're going to make do with this. So let's get cruising. Now, as you can see there, things look pretty damn sweet. But again, this gimbal costs almost as much as the camera itself. So in a lot of ways, you kind of want to decide what you want to have it for. There's also gimbals out there that work with multiple cameras and even your smartphone. So that may be a better choice as well. As well. With that, go and whack that like button down below, as well as the subscribe button. There's plenty more GoPro videos, as well as these app videos, Karma videos, all sorts of good stuff on the way, so you don't want to miss out on any of that stuff. Have a good one.